Welcome to another edition of Exploring San Diego. I'm Jared Aarons. We're taking you all around the county to learn about the communities that make San Diego what it is and what makes each of those communities so great. What makes the people proud to be where they're from. Today we are in Lakeside. As you saw before, we're at the home of the Lakeside Rodeo. And I guess if there's one thing that Lakeside is known for, it's this rodeo. I'm here with the brain trust behind the activities. They work year-round to put on this event, which doesn't start until April, but already work is underway. We have Betty Washburn is here, and also Mary Clark and Sydney Morehouse. And let's start just by talking about how much a part of this community this rodeo really is.
Well, it's a big part of the community. We're a major fundraiser for the youth of Lakeside, so we have ongoing events here all year long to keep our money flow going, but our rodeo is our biggest event and our biggest fundraiser.
And the history of the rodeo here, this isn't something new that just sprung up. This has been part of this town for nearly 100 years now when you think about some of the early rodeos that were going on. Mary, we were talking yesterday about some of those early rodeos and what those were like for people that just wanted to kind of show off a little bit, right?
Right. We had a lot of people that's hometown cowboys that would participate in the rodeo, and it was basically open to pretty much anyone that wanted to participate in the old days.
That was back in the 1920s and so on. It wasn't until about 1964 that the rodeo turned into, or started to turn into, what it is now. Tell us a little bit about the history, the modern history, if you will, of the Lakeside Rodeo.
Well, the modern history started in 1964 when the parents and administrators up at the El Cap High School, which was brand new, needed to build a football stadium with lights and everything, and they didn't have the money to do it. The district didn't have the money to do it. They were building other schools. So a group of parents and administrators got together, and a gentleman by the name of Ben Bruton came to that group and said, why don't we put on a rodeo? And they did. Took us through the 1999, and then we changed to the Professional Cowboy Rodeo Association, which is out of Colorado Springs, and we have been a PRCA rodeo now for 20 years.
Walk with me over here a little bit this way. When you mentioned, IPRA and PCRA, PRCA, thank you. What type of events, what type of rodeo does that bring that they have on this field every year? What type of things can people see if they come out?
Well, we have all 7 events. Calf roping or tie-down roping, team roping, steer wrestling, and of course then the rough stock is broncs and bulls, and then we have the barrel racing. So.
And you got the clowns too?
Oh, we always have a clown, or 2, or 3, and some in the arena and some in the stands, and they're all over.
They're all over the place. You had mentioned that in 1964 this was started as a way to build a high school stadium, a football stadium.
Right.
And then in 1969 something happened that kind of solidified the fact that this rodeo was going to be for the children. What happened then?
Well, this was all a cactus field. When I went to school, it was just cactus field, and it was owned by a woman by the name of Marianne Carlson. And she came to the association membership and she said, I will give you that 8 acres of land if you will use it for the school fundraisers and stuff. And so that initiated the building of this facility. So this land was given to us, deeded to us, with the promise that we would continue to use it to benefit. It started out El Capitan High School. In 1989, we changed it to the youth of Lakeside.
And when you say benefit the youth of Lakeside, what type of ways does this money go towards? What types of events, what types of things, who benefits from this money and how?
Oh, all the kids' events do. We start with the high school, all of the high school extracurricular activities, the ag department. We have bought numerous pieces of equipment. We support them throughout the year with all kinds of stuff there. We do soccer teams, baseball leagues, football, you name it, we've kind of done it all. We even have a robotics team that comes and we help them out. They're out of one of the junior highs.
Is there a favorite project over the years or a favorite proposal? Because as you explained it to me, the kids have to come to your meetings every month or whenever they want the money and do a full presentation. Is there one that stands out that's unique or different where somebody said, hey, I'd like to be able to do this. Can you help me with some money?
Well, we have all kinds of stuff like that. We have a writing association over here that does special needs children, and so we help her out with scholarships every year. The band, the percussion part of the band, which is the drummers, come and they get in this little building over here and start drumming, and your eardrums just about blow out. There's just all kinds of things. We have little ones from 5 and 6 years old up to teenagers that are 17 and 18, and they come and ask, and they do a great job. They give us an insight into how they feel about what they're doing.
That's terrific. Also, scholarship programs that you guys have for middle schoolers all the way through high school help people when they graduate from high school either go on to college or need a little extra money for whatever they want. Mary, I'd like to ask you, all this, you got to get this money from somewhere. Ticket sales every year. Tell us about how people can come and buy tickets to the rodeo and be a part of all of this.
Well, they have different ways they can buy tickets once we start. They can buy tickets at the window, of course, cash or credit card. We take those easily. And another way is online. You can buy tickets online. You can also buy gift certificates for people for birthdays and other family events. Christmas is a good one. And those will be able to be relinquished into the ticket office before the rodeo. There's always a date on there that they have to return, and claim their tickets before that date.
Sure. How many people would you say come to this rodeo every year?
I would say somewhere between about 18,000. The capacity is 5,000 5,000 plus per performance, but we usually have about 18,000 over the 4 performances.
Couple of sellouts in there also, huh?
Yes, sir. We have an almost sellout on Sunday last year, which was an upgrade from what it had been. So we've been working on our afternoon shows because it is hot out here sometimes. But those are ways to get tickets. And let's see what have I forgotten about getting tickets?
Do it soon because you guys might sell out, right?
That's right, true. Once we open up, if you want tickets, you need to call as soon as you can because people are often disappointed when they call and we don't have something they really thought they could get.
In addition to the rodeo and everything that goes on out here, the Lakeside Rodeo also runs a pageant program, and Sydney Morehouse is in charge of that right now. And actually, I want to take all of us into the ticket office for this part, not only because it's hot and I'm sweating and it's a little miserable out here and it's air conditioned in there, but there's some cool stuff to look at in here as it relates to the history of the rodeo and also the pageant. So we'll all follow Kim Lasky, our photojournalist today, into the ticket office. Ladies first. Thank you very much. And we can see some of the stuff on this wall, and before we get to the pageants, I'm going to talk to Betty a little bit more about some of the awards on this wall, because this was and has been one of the top rodeos on the circuit year after year, and you have kind of the hardware to prove it.
Oh, we do. And we were in IPRA rodeo. We were one of the largest ones in the area. And we had been voted 4 times the best rodeo, outside rodeo for IPRA for the year, which was a great accomplishment for us. PRCA, we're kind of on the lower rung of things because we're a small rodeo as compared to a lot of the others, but we keep working at it and we keep getting and growing and getting there, and maybe one day we'll be PRCA Best Rodeo of the Year. You never know.
That would be wonderful. Sydney, we see all these pictures on the top of all of the past rodeo queens over the last, I guess, 30 or so years. Tell me a little bit about the pageant program here for Miss Rodeo Lakeside.
It's a pretty cool program that we have here. The girls get a chance to represent the Lakeside Rodeo all year around. We have a pageant every September, which our orientation was last night, and we have 10 girls who are vying for the title of Junior Miss and Miss Rodeo Lakeside. So they will get a chance to represent the Lakeside Rodeo throughout the year and travel all across San Diego and the state of California, going to different rodeos and seeing how we can improve and just promoting the town of Lakeside as a whole.
What does it mean to the girls who are named Miss Junior and Miss Rodeo Lakeside? How big of an accomplishment is this for them?
It's pretty big. A lot of these girls have been doing rodeo queen pageants for many, many years, and they just want nothing more than to promote the rodeos that they represent, whether it be their hometown or not. It's a pretty big deal. They put in a lot of hard work and a lot of hours for the ECSA in the town of Lakeside, so it's definitely hard work paying off for them.
Unlike the rodeo, which in its days had been named one of the best of the rodeos, you guys have some history of the queens from Lakeside going on and becoming Miss Rodeo California, Miss Rodeo USA. There's some tradition here, and it's a pretty big shoes to fill for whoever gets it each year.
Yes, every year we try to encourage the girls as much as possible to go up to the higher levels of pageant. We're a local pageant here in Lakeside, but they can go up to Miss Rodeo California and Miss Rodeo America. We have had many girls go as far as California, America, and USA back when we were an IPRA rodeo. So that's always our goal, to help support them and encourage them to go further.
A wonderful program. Thank you, Sydney. You guys have all talked a little bit about the past and the present. Let's talk about the future of the rodeo and the way that we help this grow. You guys are looking for sponsorships. Because you give so much money to the community, you need a little extra money from the community to help you guys be as good as you are.
Always, always. We're always looking for sponsorships. We'll take anything you're willing to give us. The more money you get, the more we try to give you back as far as a sponsorship program. I'm one of the ones that go out and try to find sponsorships. I have TV stations, we have radio stations that sponsor us, and then we go forward with private community companies and just individuals that will do us. One of our biggest sponsors is El Cajon Ford. They come out and give us a check and don't ask for anything in return. So, and we're very grateful to all of that. It helps our rodeo grow, it helps us give back to the community, and it helps us promote more rodeo and promote more agricultural type things, along with the children's societies and clubs and stuff. So that's one of the things we try to do. We have 4-H that's right here. We try to promote that as much as we can. So yeah.
And certainly you get more sponsorships, you can do bigger prize pools, bring in better cowboys, better competition, that makes more fans come, you sell more tickets, you get more money, you give more money to the kids, it all kind of circles down from there.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming out and spending some time with us today. We hope that you learned a little something today about the Lakeside Rodeo also. Thank you for spending part of your afternoon with us. For Betty Washburn, Sydney Morehouse, and Mary Clark, thank you guys all for joining us, and thank you again as we explore San Diego this week with the Lakeside Rodeo. Have a great weekend.